Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Christopher Dixon, and hope everyone's had a great Thanksgiving week. I'm gonna give you a preview, in my opinions, on the thoughts of the Carolina Clemson game that's coming up this Saturday at 7 p.m. at Williams-Brice Stadium. Uh, this game is a battle, actually the first one in history between two top 10 teams, which is gonna be, it's gonna be hardcore. Um, it's gonna be two great teams. Not knocking Clemson; they've had a great year. To 10-1, they got killed by Florida State. We know what Florida State can do, but they've just steamrolled over everybody else. Of course, tough teams have been at home. This will be their biggest road test of the season. Looking forward to it. Carolina had an up and down year. We've played a lot of close games. Could have blown out a lot of guys. Got a little happy with a lead and let people come back. Lost one at Tennessee. We shouldn't have lost. But no excuses are being made for this week. It's about who comes and plays. But was just going to give you a sort of a preview. First, I'd like to preview Clemson. Starting with their offense, they got a fifth-year senior, Taj Boyd, who is just a stud. Taj Boyd is a stud. There's no stopping. He has put up numbers for, 3 years now. Just been a great football player for Clemson. One of the best quarterbacks in the nation, and the greatest quarterback probably that's ever played at Clemson. Then you got a running back. You got Roger McDowell, who is a stud. He gets out in that open field, he's gone. He can, make guys miss. And then you got another running back that I think they use a lot, Zach Brooks, who they use in the receiving game some, coming out of the backfield, who's also pretty quick. Then you go on to the wide receivers. Of course, you got Sammy Watkins, who is just a stud. Sammy Watkins is, you can't let him get past you. Can't let him get you in open space. He'll shake. He is a great football player. Luckily for us, he's had maybe 3 to 4 catches, 30, 40 yards on us this year. Vic Hampton has done a great job for 2 years against him. We'll be on him again this week. Hopefully he keeps up the great success for Vic. On the other side, you got Martavis Bryant, who's came on very strong lately. Very good football player. Great upside, great speed. He is a stud. They got Adam Humphries, who's good in the slot, who can make plays. You won't look at him. Nobody looks at him. He's a wide receiver. But he will make, he can make you pay in, the pass defense. I got several other guys. Mike Williams, a true freshman who just came on. Future. Mike Williams is the future of Clemson's wide receiver corps. Played excellent on ball. Tight ends, you always heard this all year during the off season, beginning of the season. Clemson's got an injured tight end. It's going to really hurt their offense. Oh, another tight end goes down. Clemson, I always give you heck about we too deep. I'll give you props on that. You're very deep at tight end. Great upside there. Got a good group for the future. Offensive line, don't know much about. I've seen a couple of games. They're very shaky. I heard Brandon Thomas is your best offensive lineman. I would have to disagree. I think Tyler Shatley is, but because I've seen Thomas get beat a lot in big games, but he has done for the better part. He went up against great defensive ends. But the offensive line, they gotta improve. They gotta keep USC from getting pressure. I think let's go to the defensive side of the ball. You got front four just great. I think it's Beasley, Jarrett, Williams, and Crawford, and you got a Barnes, and they sort of rotate. Beasley, he's undersized, but is quick. Can get off that get off the tackle, and he's gone. You get him in open space like that, he's got the quarterback, running back. He's a good one. Corey Crawford is a big defensive end on the other side of the ball. Outstanding player. He can hurt you in pass defense. I know he's got 2, maybe 3 interceptions in his career, dropping back in coverage. So that's a good thing. They got good depth there. The linebacker, they very improved from last year with Brent Venables in his defense. Bench Shui, Stephon Anthony. Y'all got several guys, Rashad, Christian, Tony Stewart. Great little group right there. I'm not sure on Christian's status, but y'all should be fine right there. Shui will, he'll hit plug holes. Stephon Anthony's pretty good in pass defense. Your secondary is young, shaky. Had a bunch of injuries this year, but I think Clemson, they're improved. Should be fine. I know they're without Travis Blanks, and I hate that he's not going to be there because I want Clemson at full potential. Plus, I hate for any player to go down. Hopefully, Travis Bag will come back next year bigger, stronger, faster. Breland's about their best secondary player. He's very good in coverage, very experienced. He played against Carolina 2 years in a row. He's guarded Bruce Ellington, I know, 2 years. He's guarded Bruce Ellington. But I think that Clemson's defense is pretty stout. I think Clemson overall, they've done good. Some of Clemson's in Carolina's stats, they're so dead on. I think scoring offense, Clemson's 20th in the nation, and Carolina's 34. This is Carolina's best offense they've had in the Steve area. Passing offense, I think Clemson is 9th, Carolina's 40th-ish a little bit. Rushing offense, Clemson's I think 66, which is not as good. They could be better. Carolina's 25th in the rushing offense, and other than that, points scored. USC is up there with the points scored. I think we're 20th, and Clemson's 18th. And in the past, it's been, vice versa, but everything, it's every number, every category is very close. It's a very tight game. I'm a bit scared to predict. I don't know. I'm not got my hopes up or anything, because I know, I've always told myself you can't win them all. You can't, the streak's going to come to an end soon. You got to get Clemson to do it. They win. But it's going to be a great game. Now the South Carolina's offense. You got Connor Shaw, 17-0 at home. Never lost a home game at Williams-Brice Stadium. Look for that to be motivation for him to come out and play hard. Dylan Thompson, I think can go either way. Shaw, Thompson, I feel like Thompson's going to play a lot. Both of them know what they got to do to beat Clemson. I just think that Shaw's going to be the better one with his running ability and, open up the ground game. He had over 100 yards rushing in 2011 against Clemson as his first year as a starter. Running backs, you got Davis, Carson, Wiles, Smith. You can add Farrah Cooper in there if you want. He plays every position on the team. Mike Davis is going to be a bruiser. He's coming in this game motivation, wanting to put better numbers up. He wants some wins over his brother's former school, so he has some bragging rights at the dinner table. Wiles has came back. He played last week, looked great. First game back since Central Florida, so he's rested, ready to go. Carson's done good. Jamar Smith, a true freshman, has played outstanding in his carries at over 100 yards in Coastal Carolina game. Looking good. Wide receiver, we don't have that stud wide receiver, but we got small guys that can get open, just to get the yards. Nick Jones, Bruce Ellington's been great. Them two have been. Demir Bird's a deep guy. I could see South Carolina attacking early. There's several other guys in that Shat Rowland. He was going to try to have a big game. Tight ends, Carolina's not really utilized what they should have done with the tight ends this year, but Roy Anderson's had big games against Clemson in the past, along with Jarrell Adams is going to be a good one. And onto the offensive line, this is the best offensive line Carolina's ever had, and I think that's led to the success on the offense. Across the board, you got Robinson, Can. You got at center, you got either Waldrop or Static. This played well, both freshmen. Then you got Roger Patrick and Brandon Shell, who's done excellent at blocking. And then you go into the defensive side of the ball. The front four been great this year. They were going to apply pressure to Clemson's offensive line. Clowney's going to come out with a big game. Kelsey's going to come out with a big game, because both these guys, it's their last game at Williams-Brice Stadium. Last time playing Clemson. Clowney made some promises. Hopefully he can keep his word that he'd never lose to Clemson. Never. So hopefully that'll help out. I hope so. Then you got a couple other guys, Chad Sutton, JT Surratt, Gerald Dixon to come in and play. This is a pretty good South Carolina football defensive line this season. And the linebackers have been inexperienced, but they've gotten better. I look for Sakai Moore and Quan Lewis to see most of the snaps, but don't be surprised if TJ Holloman comes in there with Sakai Moore a lot to play pass defense, because they're our best pass defensive linebackers. But I expect good things out of them if they play their assignment. Don't pay attention to the eye candy that Clemson's going to throw at them. Secondary, you got a good group here, very experienced. We're missing DJ Swearinger. I'm hating that he's not going to be on this team this year playing against Clemson, because it was always fun. He loved that game. But Victor Hampton's played great against Sammy Watkins. Jimmy Legree, I think, sorry Vic, is our best defensive back. He's played great. Bryson Williams, he'll be back for this game. He's played awesome. And then freshman Chaz Elders, who's played awesome for us. Big guy, 6'2", 200 something pounds. He's very good safety. He can go up and get the ball if he has to. But other than that, I think the keys for Clemson is one, with the offense. Your offensive line's got to give Taj Boyd time. Give Taj Boyd time, y'all should succeed a little bit. You just give that guy time, he can make plays. I mean, if he's had an offensive line at Clemson all these years, I could only imagine what he'd done. Don't turn the ball over. Y'all, Clemson has turned the ball over in previous years, which has allowed Carolina to get back on the field and just eat the clock. Clemson cannot allow Carolina to eat the clock, so it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Another thing, Clemson's got to stop the run. Clemson stops the run, Carolina's not going to move the ball at all. There's no way they can move the ball. Because I expect Carolina to run the ball a lot. For South Carolina, I think keys to the game is get pressure on Taj Boyd. You hit Taj Boyd once or twice, even Clemson fans know. You get him to him, he's rattled, it knocks him off his game, game's over. Second key for South Carolina is don't change your game plan from the past 2 years. Get the ball, don't turn it over, run the clock down, win the time of possession battle, game's yours. Another thing is establish the run game. I do not think Carolina wins this game unless Mike Davis has 20 or more carries in this game. Don't give the guy 15, 16 carries. Feed him the ball. You feed him the ball, he's going to get you yards, he's going to get you scores, he's going to do everything in his power he can, to get you everything you need for this game. Past years, Carolina's on a 4-game win streak, and it means nothing in this game. It's about who comes and plays today. No pressure is on Carolina. There's no pressure. Missouri, Texas A&M, they play later. That don't affect us. That takes care of itself. But there's no pressure on Carolina. All the pressure is on Clemson, Taj Boyd, wanting to break the streak, wanting to have a win against Carolina. There's no pressure on the Gamecocks. They're confident. I think they look good. They're healthy. This first time Carolina's been healthy in this game. Previous years we've been out without Marcus Lattimore now, without Connor Shaw last year. I just don't, going into my prediction, I just don't understand how we could lose at home with a healthy team when last year we went into Death Valley with an inexperienced quarterback and beat Clemson pretty bad with a backup running back. I just don't understand how we could lose at home this year. Of course, anything can happen. Place is going to be rocking. It's going to be cold, but the place is going to be rocking and jumping. I cannot wait. I'm ready to see you Clemson fans. I have much respect for y'all. Y'all football team. Y'all can talk junk. I talk junk. It's part of the game. I love my team. Y'all love y'all's team. But I just think Carolina gets the ball to Mike Davis a lot. Establishes. I can see us going deep a few times. It's going to be back and forth. Home field advantage, though, is going to come up key early. I think Carolina could pull out to out front, and Clemson trying to make a comeback and fall short. That's my prediction. My prediction for the game is going to be 34-21 South Carolina. I'd love to hear y'all's prediction, but I just think Carolina's going to get it. The fans are going to be pumped. It's just, there's no pressure on it. It could be the greatest night in Gamecock sports history by beating Clemson, and for A&M to beat Missouri and us going to the SEC Championship. But that'll all take care of itself. There's so many win-win situations. But I hope all you Clemson fans have a safe trip. Same for Gamecocks. Can't wait to see all you there. Go Cox.